Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm representing here the Polytechnic University of Porto, and I'm here together with my colleague over there, Sandra, who also belongs to one of the schools, and she also belongs to the same structure that I'm representing, that is the Pedagogical Innovation Center. So the aim of the presentations is indeed to focus on this AI, on this generative AI, and the way it has indeed reshaped the way we have been designing classes, lessons, also assessment. So all of this is something that we have been through all since the beginning of the GPT era. And basically the presentation is going to be focusing on what the sort of paths we have been building within the Polytechnic University of Porto regarding this matter. And okay, so why we defend a view of AI literacy, not only for students but also for teachers. So the main thing is that we should be focusing on this critical reflection. We are going to listen to this word quite a lot. So critical reflection is something that we believe, and we should not forget that most higher education teachers are not indeed prepared for the job. They are not teachers. Basically, they have done a PhD thesis and they need some professional development courses to become expert teachers. So basically, we think that we cannot think about GPT and GenAI without thinking about the ethical implications, without this reflection upon the topic. And also this technical understanding. One thing is to basically know the tools. Another thing is to use the tools and to use them properly, okay? So, yeah, within our institutional strategy, we have been focusing on this faculty development, as I mentioned before. So this applied research is something that we have also been doing together with teachers from the organization. So we are 8 schools, and there is the School of Education, the School of Management, the School of Hospitality, so engineering, so I forgot some of them, but you've got an overview. And we also have these international collaborations, and I truly believe on the words of the previous communicator here that mentioned that indeed we should be focusing on a second generation projects, international projects. So we have got one that I'm going to present, and later but not less important is this community building. So we have got communities of practice also going on the topic. So focusing on these faculty development programs, so we offer 3 types of programs, like accredited courses, like XCTS's courses on generative AI and how to make it innovative tool for, pedagogy, but also research. We also offer a very popular version of courses like flash courses, which are 1 hour only, and they basically tend to focus on topics that teachers ask us to focus on. So we invite people to come to talk about specific things like ethics and AI applied to research, and even some specific tools. And the flash seminars, which are quite particular, specific requests from the different schools. So the Pedagogical Council asks us to deliver a sort of course on a specific topic. So as you see, you have got those forums also that act as a way to foster this critical reflection on the topic. And the communities of practice that I mentioned about, they are indeed communities of practice in which people come together, people reflect upon their own issues, their own problems that they are having within their own lessons, but they also gather together to reflect on research on AI. And they have this focus on show and tell sessions. Basically, people come and they present something, and then the others reflect upon that something, okay? So we gather once a month at least, either virtually, either physically, and we also have some workshops that we also organize. We have got, it's in Portuguese, I know, but it's just for you to get to know the discourse interface that we have been using. So basically you see that the interface is not just for GenAI, but also for other communities. And I would like also to highlight something. We have been experimenting on GamiBots, on bots. We started with a very average one, with a very simple one. And it was just an experiment back then, but now it's something more. I'm going to show you something special. And basically, we have focused on this, like this personalization, this LMS integration within Moodle, and also the adaptive assessment. Basically, the chatbot is also helping teachers when they are not available, basically, and also giving them hints on how to assess properly, and also let the students self-assessment as themselves, which is also something that we have been focusing on. So it's also something on gamification, because it's gamified experience at the same time. Another thing that we have also been experimenting on is on micro-credentials, and we are now preparing a micro-credential for other teachers, not just faculty members, but teachers from the secondary school, from primary school. And we also have this online academy and the educational chatbot, and also, again, the online communities that you have seen. Now, a small video just to illustrate what we are preparing, okay? So we have got this hub, okay, and this hub is going to become a web page in which teachers go, and basically they have got the communities integrated, the chatbot, and everything is there, even the courses, which are totally e-learning courses, basically. So this is the cluster we are joining now, like INNOV North, which is a center for excellence and combines different universities in the northern part region of Portugal. And this is the interface we are going to launch in a couple of months. Okay, so basically we're organizing it like a catalog, but it's more than that. It's just an interface for teachers to get into and access the courses, enroll on the courses, and at the same time get, for instance, automatic certificates in the end, or even join online communities and all that. So it's something that we have kind of being prepared, so it's taking a lot of time, of hard work, but it's coming out, okay? It's also somewhere where we find some tools and some hints on how to use them in a gamified way in your own process of learning and teaching. And just almost to finish, I'd like to show you some case studies. As I told you, we focus on research-based practice. So these studies, the first one that you have seen here has already been published, and it's on EduBot and this AI-powered teacher training. So it was a course on approaches, teaching approaches, learning approaches for higher education. So teachers enrolled, the CTS course, it's already done, but across the course, there was a chatbot helping us, the teachers, delivering the course and leveling up the whole experience of the faculty that were enrolled in the course. So we studied the way it promoted the results of the teachers, basically how they leveled up in the end. So you can see some of the results here. They're not so high because it was a very simple bot, but it was I would say the little brother of the one that we are preparing now, which is Toti, okay? And the second one is on my field, literature and humanities, one of my fields. And it's also focusing on students and how they used it back then when it was launched. And the way they leveled up regarding their own skills, literary skills of analysis. And it's also very interesting to know that indeed we can foster critical skill and also the critical analysis skill and all critical thinking through AI. So it's possible. So and this study proves that some of the teachers, some of the students have already are already teachers now, and they have been using it within their practice as far as I know. And and as I mentioned, our Erasmus Plus project, which is a continuation of another one, is also on this equal use of AI among students and how to conceive the proper framework to integrate within the learning and teaching process. we are still on the verge of it, so we are creating things, we are kind of analyzing things, but it's a very interesting project because there is also this idea of creating workshops, digital workshops, based on the framework, on studying it, and also create later on the proper framework, right? And yeah, just to finish, this reflective practice concept that I mentioned, which we consider it very serious and very important for us. So I think that the main aim of all the thing was not using AI at all. It was just this part, the reflective practice part, in which teachers go to the field, they analyze things, then they come back and reflect upon it, and then they write about it, which is also interesting. It's not just about writing about their own field of research, it's about writing about research on pedagogy, which is also is becoming valued within our country. It was not back then, but I would say that in 3 years it has become quite valuable. And yeah, future direction. So the idea is to escalate things to other universities nationwide, and ensuring this equity, okay, among teachers, among students, which is very challenging, as you know. Some of the questions that were posed were indeed very, very similar to this, right? And this idea of expanding research-based experiences within the lessons, and also this adaptation to rapid evolution, which is also very challenging. So we now have other tools coming from China, from other parts of the world with different biases. So we have a lot to do regarding those. And yeah, that's it. Well, thank you very much.